change scene. Um, TF Maester's. Oh, just lost your names. Maester's Daniel Snow and Julian enter the Septon barracks. Septon inside of it. And you see a very similar sort of layout. It's a long hallway and a whole bunch of different smaller rooms to the sides, but at the end of it, where it turns to the bathrooms, you don't hear any noises coming from it. Instead, you do hear what sounds like ritualistic chanting from a few people in various rooms, and they seem to be like stopping for a moment and muttering under their breath once in a while and beginning again, implying that they're learning and they're messing up and trying it again. So they're septons in training. They're not good at it yet. He says, "Yes, I suppose this means the side wall will be quick to check through." Are you asking like to check all the rooms to the sides?
I think he means because we caught someone, then his side will be less eventful.
Hmm.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Well, you don't know anything that's happening on the other side, so you just walk in and you're trying to look for one of the three. Maester Pollux appears.
Wait, crap.
So what do? You've been told to TF says let's explore. I agree that you should explore. He also says but Bob's heralding this particular procession. So Bobbers, TF wants to explore. How do you explore?
I think we should go room by room and look in and see what's going on.
Okay.
So, how many rooms are there on the hall?
There's a lot. Roll. Okay. Just roll awareness once though.
Roll awareness. Is that many?
Yeah, no, this one.
17.
Okay. MTF. 10. Okay, it's fine. You succeed with Bob. So you guys start going room to room, and about halfway down, you burst into one of the rooms, and Septon Stanipo is sitting there at the edge of the bed, and he's reading.
Does the book he's reading have a cover?
Roll awareness notice.
Right, I'm not there.
14.
17. Again.
Okay. So you see that the book does have a cover. It's the kind of embossed leather cover that can only be found on the most popular book in all of Westeros, which is the Seven-Pointed Star. And the Seven-Pointed Star is just it's analogous to the Bible.
Yeah. I'd like to ask Septon Stanipo where he has been for the last several hours.
Okay, roll persuasion.
5.
You rolled a 5 on persuasion?
Yes.
How many dice did you roll?
3.
It's okay. I rolled 5 ones.
It was a heal dot roll.
That's so rough. Yeah, that's Stanipo just shakes his head and he was like, I was sent here because I was told you guys did not, or I was unneeded until this afternoon to help serve the midday meal. What seems to be the problem?
I'd like to ask him if he has been in his room that whole time.
Okay, roll persuasion.
That's better. 16.
He smiles at you and he is like, "Well, my friend, what the whole time are you referring to? I certainly have not been in this room my entire life. But after Maester Julian said that lovely introductory welcome speech, then I immediately left and came up here.
I'd like to check and see if he's honest.
Okay, roll awareness empathy.
That is a roll I can do.
There is. You look into his eyes, and he is smiling a lot more cockeyed than he normally does. And his eyes, yes, very deeply. And his eyes are quickly bouncing back between Maesters Julian and Snow in a way that they never have before. And you see there's something extra. He's not telling you the whole thing.
I would like to tell him that there are people who are dying, and lie to him and tell him there are people who are dying right now, and they require any knowledge he has, and that if he is involved, as long as he gives information now, he will be safe, but if he withholds any information, he may be held accountable for all of their deaths.
Okay, roll persuasion.
Well, I'm lying to him.
Oh, yeah, it's true. Because they're all dead. Roll...
Bluff?
Yeah, roll deception bluff, please.
17.
He immediately shuts his book and stands up and he's like, "People are dying. I of course wasn't involved. How can I help? What has happened?"
I would like to do another. If it's possible, I'd like to do another empathy test on him about him saying, of course, he was not involved.
Okay.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anything is possible if you believe.
Oh, heck. Just lost a die permanently.
Permanently?
19.
You know that he stood up and agreed to help you very quickly. Implying he was aware of an issue before you mentioned it.
All right. Do we have any guards with us?
Yes, one.
You do.
I would like to tell the guard to restrain the Septon.
Okay. Roll persuasion.
Convince or standard?
Convince.
16.
Okay, what'd you say?
Guard, come here, restrain the Septon. I have reason to believe he is dishonest in his answers.
Okay, so the guard moves to restrain him, and Stanipo puts his hands up, and he's like, "What were you talking about? I've always been honest with you. I've always told you the truth. I'm just a Septon. I live to help people."
Then why were you dishonest with me, Septon?
Roll persuasion. He looks at you, and as the guard has pulled his hands down and has him kind of like in an arm bar behind his back, and he's like, "Oh, I'll tell you everything." And he says, this morning, when I walked into my sept, I met Maester Ramsfield as he was trying to come out of it. Now, Maester Ramsfield had been in this sept since the previous day, and he had been praying and to all 7 gods day and night and he was asking for the power to vanquish his enemies. He was asking for the ability to be reinstated into his position of power. I I think I even saw him pray to the stranger to to take the life of the Maester that Lord Celtigar has been planning to replace him with. And so I obviously thought that this was an issue. And when no, the TF is asking, does that mean Lord Celtigar? Oh no, you're the replacement. You're the eventual replacement for Grand Maester Pycelle. This is a low level, just a house Maester replacement. And so Stanipo continues, and he says, so obviously I thought this was very suspicious. So when all of you filed into your rooms for the conferences, I followed Maester Ramsfield, and I watched him sneak in to, I believe he went to the storage house first, and he rummaged through some sort of satchel that he had there, and then he went and he snuck into one of the other conference rooms. And at that point, I thought I better leave well enough alone, and my supervisor was yelling at me to leave, that I was cluttering things up, so he told me to come up here. I was so what was the problem? I'm sorry, I was dishonest with you. I don't want to accuse people of crimes that they may not have committed yet. I wanted to figure out what Ramsfield was planning and doing first, and then bring it to your attention. I didn't want to cause ruffles. What did you say? What do you mean may not have?
It's like, may not have.
I would like to find out if we know who was going to replace Maester Ramsfield.
Okay. Knowledge.
12.
You know that the Maester that there's been lots of rumors around, and that the replacement that Lord Celtigar was trying to get was a Maester, named Broom, Maester Broom, and he was a relatively young Maester who just recently has graduated from the Citadel, and it seems like he's been a very bright young man. And he's ready. He was ready for his first for his house appointment. And he specifically was researching how the process of reproduction works.
Has there been any issue of reproduction in that house with the lady of the house being unable to conceive?
From Celtigar?
Yes.
Yeah, roll knowledge education. Well, not education, just knowledge.
Okay.
Would heraldry work? Cough, cough, I have heraldry.
No, heraldry would not work, because you're trying to figure out if she can have children, not how many crabs are on their crab banner. Because Lord Celtigar's banner is
17.
So, you... Oh, it's not like that. They live on the coast. They have crab a lot. They eat a lot of crab. Grow up.
I see. Okay, that makes more sense.
So, you know that the Celtigars have been having issues with creating heirs for quite some time, and from what you know from Lord Celtigar, being such a serious and unrelenting sort of person, doubtless he's very not happy that his wife has not produced an heir yet. So they've been trying for years. He's starting to get older. This is his second wife. The first one has already died. And so she's younger than him, so she can still bear children. But he's getting very close. It's kind of now or never.
Was Maester Broom one of the dead that has been found so far?
Roll cunning memory.
Cunning is 5 dice. Okay. Wow, that is the worst roll I've ever had. 17.
You remember that Maester Broom was the one selected to, or the one who was actually given the talk on techniques for increasing probability of pregnancy in noble ladies. And yes, he is one of those that Maester Bayerly found dead at the scene. He never left the room.
Oh, man.
I'm telling you, all you gotta do is start whacking people with sticks and people start doing shit.
Okay, what do we do with this?
Transforce was type. I don't think that you can shove this situation up somebody's ass.
I would like to tell Stanipo to take us to the place he saw Ramsfield with the satchel.
TF is saying regroup with the others and go find Heracles? I mean Ramsfield. I don't get the reference. Okay. So that's fine. So as you guys are walking, Stanipo is leading you. The guard has released him, but he's still kind of nearby. And you guys all exit into the main sept of Baelor, and just as you're getting to the top of the stairs, then the other two, Bayerly and Fisher, emerge from their side.
Do Pollux and Stanipo look at each other?
Roll awareness notice.
16.
15.
So Pollux is continuing his scumbag dumbassery self, and he's kind of like doing the super casual do, and he's like looking at the ceiling. He's kind of just like looking off into corners and pretending to stare thoughtfully at statues. So he's being his normal douchebaggy self. And Stanipo just gives Pollux a cursory glance, like he sees him, but he's not interested in him.
Okay.
Glad you thought of that, Bob. Yes. All right. Well, shall we just say that we have filled each other in on each other's encounters?
Sure. So
I told them that I really whacked someone with my stick.
So you tell each other what you have found out. You tell them that Stanipo heard Ramsfield threatening and praying to gods to have his replacements killed and for the power to vanquish his enemies, and was doing something suspicious with a satchel. And the other side tells you that Pollux's interaction with Ramsfield, saying something along the similar lines, as far as I fuck the Citadel, fuck the Maesters. I hate this institution, this organization, its members, and that sort of stuff.
Wow. I don't like this guy either.
We're a bunch of
King's Landing is full of
There is
douchebags.
no one that I have recently run into, except for the people in this group, who is not a dick.
You've met non-dicks before. Tiger Will's not a
King's
dick.
Landing, though, not a lot.
Tiger Will's not a
met
dick.
He's
Tiger
like the
Wilson.
one good one. I love Tiger Will. But other than him, it's hard to find good ones. And them and the Telson family. But I'm a Telson, so... Wait,
Sorry.
no.
I just took
Yeah,
the name
Tiger Will.
Tall Heart.
and
Brian
changed it
Telson is
to Russell
a favorite.
Wilson,
Yeah, Tall
and
Heart.
then thought of Tiger Woods.
The old black guy that wax. I love it.
So, what do you guys do?
Man, I'm not good at reading.
Should have Stanipo lead us to where he saw Ramsfield plotting to see if he has left any evidence behind from his satchel.
Okay.
I agree.
So you guys walk down the stairs, and you enter that last room, the one that there wasn't a lecture in, that was the storage room, and you... Okay, Rogan.
Oh no. Oh no.
What?
I just had a terrible thought.
What's your thought?
Grand Maester Pycelle was pulled away because the Queen was having some problems with labor?
Not with labor. All you know from your previous encounter that the rumor is, well, you know from the previous session that the rumor is the Queen is pregnant again, and Pycelle was attending her all during the tournament and couldn't be reached, and he appears to be attending her now.
Right, but this whole thing has largely been about a lady who couldn't get pregnant and the fallout over a maester who couldn't handle taking care of that. Is that going to tie back in?
I doubt Pycelle is behind it, but someone did either have the foresight to get him out of there, or it's the luckiest circumstance ever.